I want to say the power spikes are going to be a little interesting, right? Because if they take fights too early, especially not on winning terms, like they can't just throw out the chip shortcut willy-nilly. They really have to consider a lot of factors in this match. And I think that TLPH, if they can avoid the initial power spike of TLPH on this Hayabusa at level 4, they might have an opportunity to actually take control over the mid game.
Yeah, I think Chip gives them the opportunity to invade the jungle very early on to stop Hayabusa from hitting this power spike too early. But you are right, Gideon. It's gonna be risky to go too hard for the dive initially if you don't already have some priority in your lanes and in the map as well. So right now, we're gonna see how this does work out for them. Team Liquid in a tough spot. They do not want their journey to end here. They're gonna play like their lives depend on it as we jump into the land of dawn for game number 2.
Yep, game number 2 here. Gebe going to be starting on his orange buff. Karltzy on his purple. He's going to get a full leash just to kind of speed things up. He wants to be able to hit level 4 on time, but Team Liquid PH will need to make sure that their whole team moves as a unit, especially the mid 3, which was the big problem in game number 1. They weren't able to find that space and time.
Yeah, Team Liquid tried to play a bit too aggro in game number 1, which ended up splitting their mid trio, but at their core, they're actually quite good at doing that. We can already see it. They're targeting for Dreams to get rid of Chip. Sanford gonna get first blood. Gebe chasing the backline. Sanji will be traded. It is a 1-for-1.
I'm surprised that the fight turned out that way. Like, Dreams was expected to die there. Keep in mind that, like, Hayabusa, despite not exactly being the earliest of early game junglers, with Warcry, he does a surprising amount of damage. Nino, on the other hand, playing the strong lane, but here comes Karltzy.
The 1v1 against Sanford, actually a little more difficult than you would expect, and Nino has to play it safe now that Karltzy is up here. Alter Ego gonna try and engage on JP. Oh, the evil quelling, dropping him though, literally 1%. He will be able to get out there.
Oh boy, this is not looking easy. The gank comes through. I don't think he'll find the kill.
Yeah, unlikely here. Nino, they're gonna be able to survive on that one. And actually, baiting Sanford into thinking he wants a fight just to delay him in lane a little longer.
Good movement, very good movement. But Alter Ego know for a fact that, hey, with the Yogi Shadow kill already done for, we can get this turtle for free. Oh, hold on.
Ooh, they're trying. Evil quelling to 1% again! They has to get out! But Sanji picks him off and Karltzy escapes as well.
Wow, that was actually kind of worth it. I'm surprised that Alter Ego wanted to take that fight in the first place, but hey, close call, very, very close call, and Sanford's also got to be careful himself.
Ultimate committed on Hilda, trying to set up for Roundel's arrival, but Sanford will be able to keep himself topped up with the Unleash the Beast here. JP gonna immediately rotate to provide vision over the turtle. Both roamers right now are still level 3.
Yep, but Team Liquid is the one who has the tempo, right? Karltzy currently at level 6, Gebe at level 5. Because of how fast the initial early game was, let's see how it plays out. Oh no.
You know, targeted instantly. The full 4-man collapse the moment they saw him engage on Sanji. But they will trade the turtle for a kill on the Hilda.
Yeah, and that's fine, because Team Liquid PH, they understand that it's like, turtle or not, doesn't really matter to us. What we need is money.
And they are giving as much money to Highs as possible. Dream specifically zoning out Yuktizzy, forcing JP to respawn too. He's gonna get the kick in. Purify used on Harif into the Zaman Force. I don't think anyone's dying down here though.
But they did get the Purify out of Highs, which is good enough. Yuktizzy at least can even things out. He is still missing his flicker at this point of time. But Team Liquid PH, they're putting a lot of priority into this mid lane, looking for potential punishes overall. And Sanford, despite actually taking the good amount of damage, still needs to just go even and hold control over the EXP, even if he has to sacrifice a majority of his health.
Now Sanford dueling Nino right now, but here comes Dreams and Gebe from the back. Unleash the Beast, dashing away. Vengeance used as well. He's gonna try and push his tree members into the tower, but there's no backup from his team, and even the shortcut used so that Roundel can join the fun.
I think he could have outplayed it a little more there. Because you do get clean animations when you transform, when you unleash the beast. Oh, this should be a guaranteed
Flicker
kill.
Wave the dragon, no purify. JP knows it for sure. That is a dead highs in the gold lane.
Again, great abuse of the windows. At this point, towards that top side, I'm curious to see whether Suyo is in a lot of trouble here. He should be dying.
He is in a lot of trouble. Like, two-man ganked by Sanford and Carl Teasy. Team Liquid playing a lot more solid now. Their understanding of rotations even better than it was in game 1.
They're making some very solid decisions overall, right? More importantly, they're not hesitating on these decisions.
That's what we want to see, right? There was some hesitation, some reactiveness in game 1 from Team Liquid. There's none of that. You can see the experience really playing for itself. You know, trying to jump on Sanji, Eternal Guard knocks him up, surrounded by 3 other members. He'll have to run away there.
This turtle is definitely going to be contested. They brought the full fighting force here, not to mention, Yuktisi just used his flicker as well.
You tried to gank the jungle, gonna jump back, Nino scouts him out, Dreams is there as well, Way of the Dragon onto the Hilda, right into the full burst, Nino cannot reach it, that's another pickoff for Team Liquid, and now Dreams in a lot of trouble actually, has to use his own Purify to get away.
Yeah, just look at this, Team Liquid just abusing the fact that they've got plenty of pickoffs, right? That's what they want to do. They honestly don't care about this turtle. It's just a means to an end, a POI to play around while they still get pressure across the map. When these timings open up for them, hold on, JP should be okay.
He's stolen, shortcut committed, Nino comes through, but yep, JP gonna be totally fine here. Sanford taking a lot of damage, here comes the Ogi. Teasy steals the turtle away, but they're gonna take a lot of damage in return. Sanford gonna be traded for the objective. JP able to get out just fine though.
I'm surprised he was able to steal that, but still, he does have a level lead for a reason. And at this point, they're all playing for Carl Teasy and his snowball, right? They've developed quite a lot here. I think that Yuktisi finally hit his item power spike, and he also has a Sky Piercer inbuilt. But here comes the dive.
Oh, they're diving the bottom lane. Sanji in a lot of danger. Has to flicker away. Way of the Dragon connects in the wrong direction on Nino. Highs gets the tower for free with the Summon Force. Unleash the Beast. Sanford still following up on Roundhill. He is able to dash out. JP with the 2-man knockup, but Sanji gets ambushed in the backline. Nino waiting for the perfect opportunity.
And he finds it. He finds it. Really good work here. And JP might be the next to fall, but manages to sneak back out. Doesn't have to use any of his battle spells, so plenty of resources saved. But in the meantime, these fights are getting closer and closer. Alter Ego slowly downloading the movements here, minimizing the overall damage, but Carl Teasy is still the big issue.
Yeah, this Hayabusa is 1-0-4 right now on the Hayabusa. Team Liquid definitely still playing around him. Looks like he's not going for a Sky Piercer build. Immediately trying to go for the BOD as a second item, in fact, knowing that his team is ahead right now.
As they start to transverse through, looking at the first items. Oh wait, Conceal coming on through from JP, doesn't find anything. So it looks like Sanford likes to go for Thunderbelt first item instead of War Axe here.
It is a tankier version of Lucas here, and I personally don't mind it at all. It still leans into the Brave Smite and the Vengeance. We see the chip in trouble, shortcut drop down. The rest of the team actually not gonna take it, just used as a disengage tool for Dreams.
I'm surprised that Yuktisi wasn't able to clean that up. The Sky Piercer, just a couple more autos would have been enough to actually trigger it, but still gotta manage the resources. Even so, they still get value from it. They got Dreams' ult shortcut. They also got rid of his Purify as well, so they can just set up for the upcoming fight once the Eternal Guard comes off a cooldown.
Yeah, it's lucky for Dreams that Yuktisi only has 1 kill right now, so he probably doesn't have that many Sky Piercer stacks. A little bit more and he definitely would have gotten executed, but I think we are seeing the issue that Chip as a hero has been facing in the meta nowadays. He's really not as tanky as he used to be, and teams are better prepared to deal with the shortcut being set up, so it's actually risky to take it. It's not quite like the old days where every time a shortcut came out, someone was dead for sure, and Team Liquid, they definitely have the experience of handling that.
For sure, but I do think that they are underutilizing the Y walk, right? There's a lot of moments in this game where they could look for off-tempo timings to get into the backline, and I think that's the main issue here, is that Team Liquid PH, they've maintained tempo for so long, and they always have people sitting around some of the more crucial areas of the map, especially on top of those Y walk portals, shortcuts on the side. As you can see, JP, he's just covering this side to allow Yuktisi a free rotate.
Yeah, and I think Dreams is aware of that. That's probably why he's not really able to maximize the use of it. If he gets caught out, then... Oh, shortcut actually used on Carl. Easy in the bot lane. Zaman force committed. Look at Carl! He's playing around him so well, but will finally be caught out. His team a bit too slow to save him. Sanford gonna connect with Nino in the tri-brush. Gebe still waiting, seeing if he can catch someone squishy in the back, but... Looks like Team Liquid will not overcommit here.
Yep, Alter Ego, this is what I'm talking about. They finally got the read correct. They knew they wanted to be on top side. They knew that they wanted to delay it because they did it in the previous turtle, and Carl TZ showed up in the long lane just as expected.
He actually survived a very long time, but there was just too many people there to handle. Dreams will find JP in the brush. Alter Ego actually having priority over the Lord Pit, but Team Liquid still very close behind, and Carl TZ has just respawned too, so there still needs to be some finesse here.
Yep. But in the meantime, at least he still gets his purple buff. That's the most important thing, coming in for the purple buff assassin. Even so, I think after that...
Ooh, Flicker Wave the Dragon onto Nino, but I think he was trying to bait that, though he still ends up eating it. Shortcut comes out, here comes Gebe, JP dropped very low with the Zaman Force. Yuktz flickers away, the Shockwave connects, picks off Sanji, killing spree for the Suyo, but JP and Yuktz are both so low, they're able to walk away. Now Carl TZ and Sanford double teaming Gebe, but this Suyo does a lot of damage actually, and Sanford having to run away. Somehow, despite everything, only one death on Sanji and Nino.
Yeah, right now Sanford doesn't have a lot of damage. Keep in mind that yes, when you transform, that's when you're expected to have that damage, but he didn't go for War Axe, right? He did go for the Thunder Belt. So the initial burst will look good, but after that, it's gonna take some time. Oh, Conceal being called for the side of TLPH. Are they looking for Gebe at this point? I mean, JP's gonna try for it and sees highs. This might be a mistake.
Force JP too far out, punished for it. And High is starting to hit that damage spike. Carl TZ jumping forward, mistake right into the Blade Surge. Beautifully timed by Gebe. That's a killing spree now for Alter Ego.
And the mistakes have been made. Alter Ego will secure this Lord, and this is going to be a huge swing for them. TLPH maintained tempo for so long, and Alter Ego finally find the stopper to it.
And all of that was the impetus that Heis was looking for to finally get that Holy Crystal. Carl TZ, he'd been playing so clean up until now, but wanted to commit to the Ogi Shadow kill so badly. And Gebe already predicted the movement. Alter Ego, they've been looking for this chance the whole time. Lord will be able to take the bot tier too. It's just how much more damage they can do with it.
Ooh, Malefic Roar as well. I'm curious to see where Gebe is on his item progression. Has he already made it over to his 5th item 12 minutes into this game? I would doubt it. I think he probably got it as his 3rd item instead of the Blade of Despair, just to make sure that JP and Sanford can't just get away with jumping into their back line.
Yeah, definitely. Gebe and Heis both have a lot of burst damage now. Nino still providing vision. Top tier 2 targeted. Even the Hilda ult just to force Carl TZ back home. This tower belongs to Alter Ego. And now only inhibitors are going to be left standing for Team Liquid soon.
At this point, they're just going to utilize that pressure, take all the out-of-tier turrets here. Dream is thinking about it. He's just like, are we going to fight in between the turrets? He's thinking about it.
Commits to the Ogi Shadow kill. A good amount of poke damage, but not good enough. 4-man knockup on the Eternal Guard. And Liquid are still able to walk back to the base.
Ah, sad. Dreams was not in position to capitalize on it just yet. But even so, Heis had already used the Zaman Force at that point, so it's better not to risk it, especially if your main carries aren't ready to fight. At this point, Team Liquid PH are going to have a pretty successful defense here. They do lose all their outer turrets. They still have their inhibitors, so no pressure just yet. Plus, it's only the first Lord.
Yeah, but the timing is actually becoming kind of rough for Team Liquid. Heis has already finished that Holy Crystal, and earlier when we saw the poke from the Rhapsody from Yuktz, it really didn't do all that much. The Granger has definitely not reached the stacks that he needs at this stage of the game, which actually puts Liquid further behind than you would expect, despite it only being a 3k net worth difference.
Yeah, I am curious about where Yuktz is in his own item progression as well. Does he already have the Malefic Roar in his side? I mean, last we saw, he had the Hunter Strike, he had the Sky Piercer. Not too sure from this point onwards whether he is on his has completed his 3rd item. In the meantime, though, let's have a look at the item list. Ah, yes, he's actually pretty darn rich as well. 4th item already completed with the Blade of Despair.
It does that little damage even with all of that. Looks like Chip actually a little tankier. Oh! What a dodge from Gebe! He predicted the flicker Jikundo.
That was nice. That was real smooth. I gotta give it to him. That was really
That's
smooth.
crazy, actually.
But with that being said, now that they know that JP doesn't have the flicker, the big playmaker is out of the picture, they can actually force this fight. Team Liquid PH, you gotta come to us. We're gonna start off on the Lord first.
Gebe has been feeling it this entire game. He's dodged so many attacks, but that was the cleanest one yet. We see Dreams in the back line with Conceal. Nino already scouting things out. JP dropping low so fast. Highs picks him off. Gebe still gets the Lord and calls Easy trying to escape, but he dashes right back into the shortcut and gets stunned. Alter Ego with 2 kills and the Lord.
This just might be Alter Ego's game, because now with 2 members down and the Lord spawning at the perfect time, they will have an opportunity. JP will be back up for the defense, but Carl TZ will be bolting over into the fight, but he's also playing Hayabusa, which is not exactly known for its great defensive inhibitors.
Yeah, a lot of heroes from Team Liquid's side are starting to lose their value the later the game goes. And you have the Lord pushing up top. That inhibitor already nearly dead. It's gonna just fall from a single crash. Bottom is gone. Mid is gonna follow. No inhibitors left for Team Liquid. JP not able to set up for a kick at all. PZ only just respawned. Dreams going in. 2-man stun. Really nice positioning so far. Shortcut comes out just to provide some extra shielding. Sanford trying to take the front line. Will actually be able to clear out the Lord and not much to work with. Kaltizi comes in. Ogi Shadow kills, but not able to execute anyone. No Sky Piercer. Kaltizi able to dash back away. All of Alter Ego is still alive, and Gebe goes back in to get one more. Has the immortality. Will be able to respawn in a tough spot though. Finally gets shut down by Sanford. Kaltizi looking for a bit more. Pops the immortality on Dreams. Conceal comes out. Team Liquid knows they cannot afford to commit any further.
How did they still trade 2 for 1? There were so many, like, Highs was so out of position at that point of time. The Winter Crown, they could have waited for the Winter Crown, but they still had to worry about the minions pushing in. Team Liquid PH, they lose everything, and they still traded 2 for 1 surprisingly in this fight.
Alter Ego are really feeling it in this game number 2. The momentum they gained from their previous victory is pushing them all the way forward. But they definitely did make mistakes like you pointed out in that base. That could have been a lot cleaner. And actually gives Liquid a little bit of opportunity to start pushing out onto the map again. They need to regain some map control.
Going to continue dancing around, but this is a really difficult position to play for if you are Team Liquid PH. Their high ground defense isn't exactly the best. They've got Vixana. Yuktzi is okay when it comes down to the wave clear, but when it comes down to Lord empowered minions, that's where it's really going to be a bit of a struggle, right? And even so, he is one of those marksmen that are skill based and will have to manage his resources accordingly. Even so, Alter Ego, with this much control around the map, it's got to be nerve-wracking to move around it.
Because you never really know where Dreams is going to be either. You have to move so closely together to make sure that you're not ganked as a single person by that shortcut. But it also gives Alter Ego so much information about where your team rotations are going to be. We are approaching the 18-minute mark now. The next Lord has respawned. Alter Ego, all things considered, doesn't actually have that much of a gold lead, but they definitely have way more control on the map.
Yes, they do. Once again, they're going to threaten the Lord once more, and Team Liquid PH have to respond, because what choice do you have?
Dreams, he's just waiting for them to respawn. Nino and Gebe are gonna take the front line, try to bait something, and JP finally lands the way of the dragon onto him. Gebe gonna be punished. Dreams comes in, maybe a bit too late, as Kaltizi has picked off Roundel. Shortcut comes out, but they're already 2-man down. Alter Ego cannot look for too much more. They get knocked back. Danger now being pushed into Team Liquid, and they're chasing him down. He finishes off Sanji, but he's so low on HP. Pops the Winter Crown. The rest of his team is here. Can they defend him? He dashes away, gets the shield, switches for immortality. JP with the knockup, but Heist is still alive. Savage Force comes out. Sanford shuts him down. Dreams not able to save him, and now they will be on a retreat. Purify not gonna save him from the damage as Team Liquid wins the engagement.
God damn, that was a tough one. That was a tough one to watch. because Team Liquid PH got first strike on Alter Ego, finds 2, and then it's all literally up to Nino and as well as, it was up to Dreams as well as Highs to try and make that work out. And to be fair, Highs got 2 Zaman forces in the middle of that fight. Luckily, Yuktisi was able to outplay it, and honestly, it was very thin margins here. Highs had already done the item swaps as well and was very close to actually outplaying the scenario. Unfortunately, Samford, he's just got a point and click stun, so it's tough to play around.
Yeah, I think Alter Ego got a bit too overconfident with Gebe there as well. He was standing in front, trying to bait JP to jump on him so that he could iframe him again, but this time it didn't work out. So Alter Ego were missing a huge source of burst and their main objective taker in that engagement. Team Liquid now have the Lord, Alter Ego. They still have quite a few towers to play with, but this is not a situation they expected to find themselves in.
No, they did not. And now they've lost their entire lead here. Not that it matters at this point, the gold lead. Oh, it's just a number. They're gonna have to defend, but so far the team fighting has been really, really tight.
And Yuktisi has actually reached that power spike.
Oh!
3-4 man, Kundo finds Gebe! JP, he has a bone to pick with you! And the rest of Team Liquid are right behind him. Gebe and Roundale are already gone. Highs to half HP, Dreams drops the shortcut, tries to live off of it, uses the immortality, but he is getting picked off as well. Highs takes the shortcut into the backline, aims down Sanji, actually finishes him off. Highs with the summon force, taking control of the fight! 3 people down, double kill, triple for Highs, and they are going to chase down Yuktisi. JP on the opposite side of the map. Nino actually not dying to that. Looks like Yuktisi doesn't have Sky Pierce's stacks, but Highs keeping Alter Ego in the game.
Oh boy, this game drags on even further. Did they forget about the portal? I felt like they did. And
They actually did.
He literally snuck into the backline because of that. Takes out one of the important members, Sanji here. Again, some great engagements coming up from TLPH. However, the follow-ups in these fights, they feel like once they get that first strike, that they get the impact that it will scare off their opponents to not retaliate. But that's just not the case with Alter Ego. If you're going to ego challenge them, they're more than happy to ego challenge back, and they are proving that they can do it.
Ego is in their name for a reason, Gebe. You can really see the personal vendetta against JP now. This is an insane game. It is so back and forth. Team Liquid, they have the gold lead, but we're 22 minutes in. That goal difference doesn't really amount to anything anymore. It is all about execution. Who catches the other off guard first? Highs and Yuktisi taking the front line, the spotlight. Oh boy.
Hey, it's a circus of mechanics here. Both sides really know what they're doing. They've got the fast hands to back it up. But at this point, they gotta add some macro into the mix. They can't just keep brawling it. Oh,
Way of Dragon committed onto Dreams, but he has Purify, drops the shortcut. He's gonna be able to walk out just fine, and because of that, Alter Ego get the Lord for free.
Worth it, and now play for this objective here, right? Gebe is able to recall and come back into it. It's totally fine, but they need to start working as a squad. They can't stick too close together because they should know that JP should have his flicker online once again. And it's going to be tough, but they need to make sure they create enough space for Highs, and I think that Roundel needs to be able to kind of hover around Highs' position, knowing that TLPH are going to be looking for him.
Alter Ego knows victory is at hand. Neo literally just jumps into the middle of Team Liquid to try and bait things out. Dreams with the conceal, doesn't drop the shortcut just yet. Still safe, setting up, still waiting. Vengeance used on Sanford, he jumps in, but he gets picked off by Roundale. Kaltisi goes in, but the Winter Crown on top of High switches for Immortality. Purify used as well. He gets blown up by the Death Sonata, but Gebe on top of the crystal. Alter Ego have their eyes on the prize, and they don't intend to let go of it. They will take game number 2 and clean sweep Team Liquid Philippines out of the challenge season.
Woo!